Welcome to the Shannon Wheeler Podcast. After spending 30 years in the housing industry, I have come to understand that there are two things that I love to talk about. One of those is real estate, and the other one is people. And so this is a show that is going to focus on those two things.
I've got a great show for you. Very interesting guest. You're going to get a lot of value out of the conversation I'm going to have with her. My guest is Missy Lay. We'll get to her in just a moment. But first, let's start out and take a look at interest rates for the week. Of course, we still struggle along to get a deal in Iran, which is going to hopefully give markets a little bit of comfort in knowing that we have a direction lined out as to where we're going. I really don't know that any of that's going to have a ton of impact on interest rates. We don't predict interest rates, as you know. I've gotten out of that game many, many years ago. But looking at sort of the short term, what do we see coming in the next week? Inflation is still kind of running a little bit hotter than we would hope. Oil prices are still up a little bit because of everything that's going on in the Straits of Hormuz. I say up a little bit. It's really, really super painful now. If it goes away quickly, it can get in the rearview mirror pretty quick. There's going to be some lasting impact, but any more sustained time at these levels, and it starts to get to be really harmful. So we're looking to get a deal done there. If we can, it gives markets some confidence in knowing what the direction is. And again, I don't know that has a real downward pressure on interest rates like we would think. Like, okay, now we've had a big situation. Here comes all the oil. Gas prices are going back down. It's, everybody's back in the green again, and rates are going to go tumbling down. I really don't think that's the case. The underlying economic factors just don't support that. I would love nothing more than to tell you, hey, don't worry, grab your popcorn, wait 5 more days, interest rates are going to be in the 4s, and we're going to be saving tons of money. But I don't see that. Now, do I see interest rates running away from us as we go later into the summer? If we do get a deal done and we get that concluded and we can kind of get on solid ground in the Middle East, I don't really see them running away anywhere. I do think conditions will ease a little bit, but more so than rates, which I don't think are going to experience a ton of change throughout the year. I'm watching pricing. Pricing to me is going to be the factor that I'm watching more so than rates. Statistics out this morning are showing that prices in Nashville are up 6% year over year. Listing volume is down 19%. So what that tells you is we've still got quite a bit of locked up inventory. There are some good choices for a buyer out there, but prices continue to increase even though rates are staying stubbornly high. So that's what we're looking at for our conditions going forward into next week. If you are looking to sell, one of the things that you're probably going to have a conversation with your realtor about is going to be, do we offer concessions? What types of concessions? What do we need to do to compete with maybe some new construction that's nearby or other listings that are in our neighborhood that have been on the market for a little while? So that's going to be part of what you're going to get into as far as the discussion goes. If you're looking to buy real estate right now, either from an investment standpoint or from just an owner-occupied single-family residence standpoint, there are going to be sellers who are wrestling with this question. What kind of concessions do we offer? I would say that probably your agent is going to have a conversation with you that goes something like this. Hey, right now, the properties that are out there aren't a lot of them, but the ones that are there, they may be open to and willing to negotiate some concessions that you may not have been able to get in years past. So it's odd that right now is the best buyer's market we've had in 2 or 3 years, but it's also the least attractive time to buy on several other measurable levels. So I think what that tells us is if you're in the market and you have to buy, then it's as good a time to buy as you've seen in the last couple of years. And if you have to sell, then there are still people buying and there's limited inventory. So even though the market is beginning to shift, I feel like it's really lurching back to more of an even market. The transaction volume overall is down because of the lock-in effect. That is true. For example, right now, we're trading house volume. The number of transactions, the number of sales is at 1995 levels. Okay, that's fine. I was in the business in 1995. That's the year I came into the business. And we're trading at 1995 levels. The difference is we have an additional 70 million people in the country. So on this percentage basis, the overall trade volume is down, but prices continue to rise, and the lock-in effect continues to push those inventory levels tighter and tighter. So that's what we're looking for going in. So if you're a seller, there's opportunity and it's going to be a fair market. If you're a buyer, same thing. There's opportunities. It's going to be a fair market. I don't know that I see anything right now that in the next 90 days dramatically shifts that. I think we just kind of keep down that path as we go. Good properties are going to sell. And that's just the market that we're in right now. So, I've talked to several of my friends who are realtors, they're referral partners in real estate, and they'll tell you it's not always a great time to buy. If the time is right for you to buy, then you have to partner with the people that can help you make the best decisions in whatever market you have to buy or sell in, and that's the only one that you can really have an impact in. And so that's going to be more important. I don't think right now is the time people are looking to time the market. It's more a matter of if your life requires a move, then start looking around and seeing, okay, how are these things impacting me and what are my real options here? And that's how you can find out whether it's a good time or, the time is what it is, but that's how you can navigate the market and make the best decisions possible. Okay, so let's get to our guest for today. I want to introduce you to a very special friend of mine. Her name is Missy Lay. Missy?
Hey.
Hello.
I love when our two happy energies get together.
Yes. I know there's people out there that know us both that are like, I'm either going to just turn this off now or I'm just going to have the best rest of my day. That it's like
cheer overload.
Yeah, right. Don't know which way that's going to go. But at any rate, I really appreciate you taking some time. So we're going to do a few things.
Okay.
So you are a very special guest for a couple of reasons, because this is a show about the two things that I love the most, real estate and people. And you are involved in both of those things currently. So you are involved in the people part as a person. That is like,
all day long. Yep.
Can't avoid that one. You also are a person selling a house.
Sure.
Right. So we're going to talk about your unique perspectives currently. And I'm sure going to be people out there who will understand exactly the things that you're going through as a seller. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then we're also going to talk about the Clue Party.
Yay.
Yes.
My favorite.
And the Clue Party is a fundraiser that benefits the Kiwanis Club in Murfreesboro.
Yes.
There's a couple in the county, but we're going to talk about that. It's a great history of the event. Mm-hmm. It's coming up. It's a year-round thing, sort of, in your mind, I'm sure.
It is a season.
Yes,
it is an entire season, for sure.
Yes. Okay, so we'll get into that. But first, let's talk about some real estate stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, on the show, I love to hear people's stories. So before we get to your house that you're selling now, tell us your story. Where are you from originally?
So,
it's a show about home and hearth. I'm going to go there.
I get it. And I have a fun story with that. Okay. I was born on vacation. Okay. So I am 4 days shy of being born and raised right here in Rutherford County. So I like to say I was made and raised in Rutherford County. So I need a shirt. This is made and raised. Because everybody has born and raised, right? But we were visiting my uncle across the border in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. He was a national park ranger.
Okay.
Former military, and national park ranger, and we were visiting him, and there I was.
There you go. Oh, yep. That's fantastic.
I was the last of 7, but 4 days later, came back home and have not looked. I went all the way to Nashville for college, and then came right back. So
all the way to Nashville.
All the way to Nashville.
Now you're the first person. I don't know that that's where you lived or where you had lived for some period of time, but you're the first person that I ever heard describe the area between Smyrna and Murfreesboro.
Smurfreesboro.
Yeah, I never had heard that.
I'm the self-proclaimed mayor of Smurfreesboro.
Mayor of Smurfreesboro. Okay.
Yeah, because it used to be a much larger gap. Like the line was like everybody knows where that Demas's sign is coming in on Broad Street. Yeah. And then, way up towards where the Nissan, like the athletic facility is in Nissan. Like it used to be this big, large gap between the two. Now it's really, really, really small. But yeah, the address was originally Route 12, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which we eventually got a house number and a street name and stuff. But we were always Murfreesboro. But I was literally 5 minutes from Smyrna High School.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
And I got shipped from Florence Road area all the way to the air base for school, like way out, in deep Smyrna at John Coleman. So like I can attest that zoning in Rutherford County has always been so fun.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So, I mean, with all of our, redrawing of maps for many different reasons, we probably don't even want to get into maps.
Yeah, zoning's always a bear. always been, as long as I can remember. So, yeah.
Okay, so here you are. You now actually are a property seller. You have a house currently on the market. And so this is pretty interesting because you've got some background in real estate. You have been a licensed realtor, are still a licensed realtor, maybe in retirement. I'm not really sure of the status.
Retired,
but you've done all the classes, done all the things, so you have a perspective from the professional side, but also you're just like, Missy home seller right
That's
now.
That's right. I'm just a married lady with grown kids who needs a smaller home.
Just selling a place, right? Let's start out, first of all, with what are some basic things right now that as a seller are going to be some things that you're probably just going to be like, I don't love that. Like I got to do that, but I don't love that. And the agent's going to be like, okay, this is the part where I had the hard conversation that you're not going to like. And, but what are some of those? Let's just get them on the table. Because, I mean, selling a house is not like watching the Titans game or playing golf or going to the clue party. It's not fun.
Yes.
So what are some of the things?
So literally this morning I was cussing as I made my bed. Like our family, we always pull the covers up. It's never a mess, but I pull the covers up. I put the pretty pillows out. I tuck the corners. Everything looks just perfect.
So let me get this straight. What you're saying is when you're not not on the market, you can't bounce a quarter off that
Never.
bad boy.
Sleep shirt, shorts are just all over the bed. But every day, like pulling everything taut, and like I said, getting the pretty pillows. Like making everything.
Now, do you do the pretty pillows every night?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Situation.
There's TikToks of why do we have 30 pillows on our bed? We used to.
Is it?
We do not. We use 2 pillows, and those 2 I have a special pillow. My husband has a special pillow. They don't even match. They don't even look the same. So like for showings, like they have to disappear because.
Right.
Who wants willy-nilly pillows?
I can't imagine. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other thing is literally just keeping everything off of the counter. Because as a female, I have a hair dryer, I have a straightener, I have a brush, I have my medicine, I have all my facial stuff. So like, it's actually
stinks.
It does. It's actually been kind of cathartic because I've learned that I don't need all of that clutter. So as an ADHD person, it's like, oh, this is fun. Until it's the day that I'm on a rush and I'm like, God, I gotta find all my stuff and plug all my stuff back in. And so it's just, and it's not the worst, but it's annoying.
Now, what are some of the other things that you're doing that you or Jonathan would counsel someone to do? You're talking about clutter, those kinds of things. But what are some of the things that you would tell them to prepare for? Hey, you're going to be selling your home, going through the process.
Well, I mean, keeping counters clear, the worst.
The idea is you want people to come in and, first of all, that you need like not clutter. Like, but you want people to be able to see themselves there.
See their
not
stuff.
See you there. So that's with the pillows. It's not like, oh, there's this couple's pillows and they've each got their like I'm not now seeing
somebody else
me
in
there.
Yeah.
In it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that and a lot of people don't, like, as a person who's been also viewing homes, depersonalizing, like taking out all of our family photos, our names off of it. Like, you don't want someone to walk in and go like, oh, I know that person, or see my kids on the wall or, whatever. Like,
okay, so let's stop and talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so along with the normal decluttering and presentation, the normal like real estate 101 stuff that you're going to tell anybody getting their property ready to sell, there's also nowadays this other factor that comes into play with depersonalizing, not from a sales perspective, but just from a security perspective, really. I mean, just people's information is so much more. If you were, 75 years ago or 50 years ago or 30 years ago, went to 123 Elm Lane and you saw some pictures on, like, it could have been the service merchandise catalog. It would have never even done.
Could have been the factory photos in the frames.
But now it's like, no, I know 10 of those people and we got 20 mutual friends and I like, it's a different thing. Okay. So
especially like reverse lookups, like Google search a person.
That?
If you use Chrome, like you go to your search bar, there's a little photo icon. Yeah. You can click that photo icon, take a picture, and it will search the internet based on that picture, which is great when I'm like, what water filter do I need for this thing?
Yeah.
But not great when I'm like, how do I know this person?
Yeah, right.
So someone with malintent would, totally. Field day.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So
valuables, I mean, the whole works, like just everything goes away. So I had an entire wall dedicated to my kids, me and my husband, each individual kid, me and Dale Murphy. I mean, like this was like
did you not have two walls with Dale Murphy? I mean, if you didn't have the right wall, I mean,
fortunately,
just one wall.
Fortunately, my daughter
Missy,
was
questioning
also
all the things I know about Missy at this point.
Fortunately, my daughter was in the photo
like Ted
also.
Lasso, or did you just say that?
Oh, there's a Believe poster in
the
there's a Believe poster in the office still.
Right.
Yeah.
We're grappling
but
back now.
Dale Murphy was on our family wall with my daughter and I. So like all those things had to come down. Luckily, before I put that up, I had this really cool piece that I bought from a small business years ago before they closed, and it's a Robert Frost quote that says, "Two roads diverged in the woods, and I chose the one less traveled by, and it made all the difference," which to me speaks volumes to me. So it took the place, but just the idea of like taking all those things down. So for someone who's living in this house, it feels very stock. Yeah. Like it doesn't feel like I've kind of detached from it because I don't have my wedding photo and my husband and mine's photo and, the photos of the dog, our last dog, that sort of thing. Like it's just blank.
Yeah.
Which is, honestly, what is required to sell? You said it, you want them to see themselves in the home.
But it's also so funny because it's going to feel more sterile than with your life that you've lived there, right?
Yeah. Especially with clean painted walls and brand new carpet. It's like, I could really do something with this place, but I can't.
So, yeah. Now you guys were already, not to get too much into your own personal situation, but you just, this wasn't a thing where you were like, maybe we should sell, maybe this was a decision you made. So the reason I asked that is I wonder how many times people have gotten their house ready to sell and then they're like, oh, I just needed to clean. And so now
sure. Well, I will tell you.
Has Jonathan ever had that happen where he's like, do all this stuff and people go to get ready to sell and they're like, I think we kind of like it now.
Yeah, I bet he has. I'm sure he has. I know specifically for me, like when I'm looking for homes and I'm not finding exactly what I want, I'm like, we have new carpet and new paint. Maybe we could. But for us, it's a downsized decision. But I can imagine if someone who's been in a home that loved it and they're like, oh man, I just made this house look better. Who else wants it than me? Yeah. But I can see that happening. Yeah. But
now I ran into you. So I was out in the neighborhood, running the streets, and I ran into you, and you were outside. You were doing some cleanup. You were cleaning
some pressure washing on the siding.
Yeah, that all worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
I think better than you thought. So for people that have siding house, and it gets some
that
build
north
up
side
on it
of the
or
house that gets no sun in Tennessee.
Tell them what you did because I'm sure there's people out there that they've got to do the same thing.
So. Like the rest of our home.
Where is that? You know what? Trent brought the house up, and then I just.
So we have like a brick facing, and then we have siding on.
Here. So you're on this left-hand side here.
Yeah. So we have siding on three sides of the home.
Right there.
I mean, the house is only 10 years old. Yeah. Right. So it's a beautiful home. The siding's in great condition. But in Tennessee, on that north side where the sun just never shines, and for me, it's the whole left side of the house. That's the side that gets no sun. My daughter's room stays the coolest in the summer. It's the one window that never gets any sun. In Tennessee, it just grows a little algae. It just gets a little green, a little gunky. It's not disgusting. It's not like, oh gosh, that has to go. But for me, like, I got this, like somebody was like, you need to pressure wash your house. And Jonathan was like, okay, wait, the rest of the house, the siding looks great. It's just this one side. So I don't know that you need to pressure wash the whole thing. So
you did a great job. I know I called you out there, and it was one of the first warm mornings we'd had.
Oh yeah,
because it had been as cool.
Oh, I was so
spring.
happy to be out in shorts.
Indigo Girls songs. It's been a warm winter and a cold spring.
That's right.
Anyway, I caught you out there. You did a great job on it.
I literally went to Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
It's an algae side, and you literally, it's a bottle that you attach to your hose, and you turn it on, you spray the stuff on, you let it sit for a while, and then you spray the stuff off. And I was like, I mean, we're going to take care of this a little bit, but afterwards I was like, whoa, what a difference. I mean, it was cathartic. I was like, wow. Like I could see my work, and it was like, I'm doing good. So, but it was very simple.
Beautiful corner lot.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest lots in the neighborhood.
These photos.
Oh gosh. Sam
Gordon.
Hey, yeah, he does a great job. And he's got a drone. Like, you can see our community pool.
Yeah.
You can see our whole side yard. Yeah, we have one of the largest lots in the neighborhood, and we've played a lot of softball practice on that side yard. With my kiddo growing up.
But clip out this.
But yeah, look at those clean, white, empty walls.
Yeah. I know.
And it's sad is that in my office you can't see, but over the door there's a Believe sign that I kind of smack it when I walk out every day when I leave my office.
I love that.
But yeah, super open, wide floor plan, which I love.
Yeah, and I like the way he captures the rooms in the most attractive way.
Floors look so clean.
yeah, without distorting the room.
Sure.
That's a skill.
He does a great job.
It doesn't do,
because we even looked at it. I was like, "Whoa, that's all right."
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and he walks that line between that and somebody showing up and being like, "This is so like that's not even the house I'm in." Like that happens.
We've
to people.
seen that so many times. Yes,
it's so disappointing when you go in.
This home looks huge from the way they angle the camera, and then it's like
it's kind of right. But Sam does that balance where it's just right in there. Now, what's the price on this house?
So we have come down to $525,000.
Okay.
We are at, I think it's like $191 a square foot. I don't know if it says it there, but
so that would be probably $10, $12, or $13 under a foot for the county.
Yeah, the homes we're looking at are around $220 a square foot. Yeah. But it's.
Is there an HOA? There's a pool.
We do have an HOA.
What's the HOA do?
It's like $70 a month. It's like $215-ish a quarter.
Okay.
But that's the full pool. There's a playground, sidewalks. There's a giant pond with this beautiful fountain that has a sidewalk around it. You can walk around the pond.
The running was wonderful.
Yeah,
in the neighborhood. Everybody was super friendly.
We have
geese.
We have ducks. Shannon, we had a neighbor who lives right off the pond that literally had a duck nesting behind one of its bushes, and it set up a camera, and so the whole neighborhood was like watching our little ducks. It was like Nat Geo Sheffield Park edition.
Oh my gosh,
it was precious. But don't mess with the duck. But
that's wild.
He set it up, but yeah, it's so sweet to walk the dog and see ducks just floating around in the pond.
I would definitely get that, put it on a feed, call Aflac and ask for some free insurance, man. I'd be like, look.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, you can go ahead and pull it down now.
Yeah.
Do you have are there any lender incentives? Have you done anything like that? Have you talked with any?
We're open to seller concessions. Like, we started out at 540. Which is 540 was still like, there's several homes in our neighborhood for sale, and we were at 540 were the cheapest.
Yeah.
And have since gone down to 525. There's a couple of homes in the neighborhood that have pretty much the same layout, but they're masters up. And that's like for me, I'm a woman of a certain age. I don't want to go upstairs to go to bed. But they're small families that they don't want their littles running down the stairs to get mom and dad, so master up makes sense. But I mean, it's 4-bedroom. There's 2 bonus rooms, almost 3,000 square feet. Like, it's such a great space for a family, which it was for us.
And the location's great.
Yes. I mean, we love that area so much. It's been so hard looking at other areas. It's like, but Kroger's right there, and then there's Tennessee Craft Butchers like right around the corner, and then there's you got your Publix, you got your So we love the area. In fact, we even put an offer on a home literally across Veterans Parkway. Like, my husband claims he could have threw a baseball and hit it, and I was like, in your heyday, sure.
Right.
But I mean, that offer fell through. But
Trent could probably hit a 5-iron over there. But.
Oh, sure, 100% 5-iron on Trent for sure. Yeah.
I know where it is. That's a
yeah. I was giving you some credit, but okay. But yeah, we do. We love the area. My husband works in Smyrna, so Veterans Parkway straight to 840. It's so simple.
Let's talk about this. So you're selling, but you're a buyer.
Yeah.
So like you're dealing with both. Like, you have to kind of. So now you put on your seller hat and you're like, okay, well, this is what we're doing as a seller. Now as a buyer, what are you doing? Like, you're out there looking around. What are you finding? What are you finding?
So oddly enough, like, since we're downsizing, what we're looking for is kind of like a starter home. We're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a little bonus, right?
Yeah.
They're gone. Like, the market is like, as soon as we find one we like, we schedule a showing, and 2 days later it's under contract.
And I don't know who's building them. I mean, who's building? Are y'all looking at new construction?
We are not. This was our second build, and we're not going to do that again.
Okay.
That's a whole nother set of lessons.
There's some inventory that's coming online, but
tons. Tons of that 450 to 500 range. That like I said, 3-bedroom, 2.5. That I mean, literally, Jonathan had one that he put coming soon on a Wednesday, put on the market on a Friday. Saturday it was under contract.
Okay, now where was this house?
This house was off of Cason Lane, there in the West Haven, the Cason Lane side closest to Highway 99.
Yeah.
And a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a fenced-in yard, just nice landscaping, just a beautiful little starter home. Yeah. Like I said, gone. And I don't know if they're new families. I don't know if they're new homeowners. I don't know if they're real estate investors. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't have that information, but the houses that we're looking for come and go. Yeah. And in fact, the house that we made an offer on was much like our house. They started at a much higher price, but because they were on a home sale contingency, they had to sell their home to buy another home. They dropped it down, and my husband's just like, I just don't want to give up the goat just to get this deal done. We're not in a terrible situation. We don't have to sell. It would make our situation better for sure. But it's just hard because the homes that are selling are under 500, and we just don't want to drop that low. Even the house, like I said, the house we put on the market was like 489.9. Like, it was just under, but.
Yeah, I was just scanning through in my mind what is out there. I mean, are you guys going to Murfreesboro, Smyrna? Where are you moving to?
We would love to stay in Murfreesboro. In fact, we'd love to stay in the same area we're at.
Yeah.
But, we don't want to be in the middle of town. We like being on the outskirts. We like, my husband likes being able to get to 840 pretty quickly to go to Smyrna. We've looked at possibly moving to Smyrna, but he's close to retirement. And I mean, I live and love Murfreesboro. It's in my blood. So I don't know that I'm ready to. I'm not saying this is our last move, because, this Del Webb subdivisions look pretty awesome for 55 plus. And I'm not that close to 55 plus, but I'm close enough. Yeah, and, so I don't know that it's going to be our last home, but we don't want to be in Smyrna for the next 10 years if he's going to retire in, 5 or 7. So.
Yeah. Now, did it ever cross your mind to keep it as a rental? The reason I ask is because whether it did or didn't isn't really as important as I know the people that watch the show are going to ask if they've got a property and they're in your situation. Sure. Cross their mind. Like, what is the conversation that you have with your husband? Because it's everybody's. What's the conversation? Did you think about it?
We did. The consideration was there. It's a larger home, so it would, be a particular, brand of person looking for a rental. But
so you're thinking maybe like a corporate relocation,
sort of thing until they could find
corporate temporary somebody with a big family that's
Yeah.
not just like just graduated MTSU, need to rent a place until I start my first big job, like
Yeah.
different. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that thought was there, but with one final kiddo in college, like that, we use our extra income to finish her off. So right now it's just not feasible. Now, if it was 3 years from now and we were selling, that's a high possibility just to
Yeah.
keep it as a rental. But just like financially where we're at, like we just much rather drop our mortgage down and have some more money to, go travel and see her play her senior year and that sort of thing. So
Do life and do the things. All right. Very good. Okay. So if somebody, give them the address. So if somebody's out there
sure.
and they're like, okay, we need to maybe look into this, because I didn't realize they had 2 bonus rooms. I had not looked at the floor plan.
yeah. So it has a giant media room.
That is huge.
Giant
That is a
media
big
room
deal.
that's pre-wired for surround sound because we're big movie people.
Okay.
But then there's a landing at the top of the stairs that's like 15 by 14. It's like this beautiful like game room. Like we have a little foosball table in there that we keep, and it's where my son just hangs out and when he comes to visit, and often just sleeps on the couch. But
Yeah.
it's just this really nice space to have, for a little game room, little playroom area. But yeah, it's some good space. But it's located in Sheffield Park, which is right off of Veterans Parkway near where St. Andrews hits. If you're familiar with Salem Elementary School, that's brand new. You can literally walk across the highway if you so dare to go to school. So you're right there by your kiddo's school. And but it's 3527 Lantern Lane. We moved in 2016. We built it ourselves, and just great area. And I mean, not everybody is, but we're walking distance to the pool. So
Yeah.
I'm taking advantage while I'm still there.
If they want to see it, what do? They call what do they call Jonathan?
Call Jonathan Harmon.
Okay.
Yep.
Jonathan Harmon. How they reach Jonathan?
Jonathan 615-668-2353. Look at me.
That's it.
I know my husband's number too.
Remembering a phone number, man.
Yeah. I
That's
put it on
huge.
so many social media posts. So yeah. It would have been super awkward if I hired somebody else to sell my home since I work for Jonathan Harmon.
yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
That would be awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're out there and you're interested in a great house, that'd be a place to get started. Contact Jonathan.
Yep.
You can get an opportunity to go see the property.
Yep.
Now let's talk about Clue.
Yay.
Okay, so that's the real estate portion of the show.
Yeah.
And the people portion of the show is, a great opportunity to talk about some of the things that happen. There's some other great shows that really report on all the kind of going on in Murfreesboro. Good Morning Murfreesboro is a great show.
Yeah. I'm like on their high list of most attended.
Okay.
Yep. I've been a guest like 3 times.
So there may or may not be some news about this crew over at Good Morning
Oh,
Murfreesboro.
that sounds like
yes.
that sounds like some tea.
Yes.
All good, I'm sure. Love Neil and the team.
Yes. So, at any rate, they do a great job covering all those things. So I'm not going to be that person, but because they've got that covered. But I do like to kind of dig a little bit deeper on some of the things that are going on, because I think people see things sometimes, and they may not know kind of all that's going on.
Right.
So, for example, you are a member of Kiwanis. So I think before we talk
I am
about
current vice president, incoming president of Murfreesboro Kiwanis.
okay, so I think before we talk about Clue,
Yep.
let's talk about Kiwanis.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think a lot of people have some broad base of knowledge of service organizations of different stripes and varieties in their Anytown, USA they grew up in, Murfreesboro being no exception. But there are a few that are doing more than others here in our area, Kiwanis being one of them, one of the leaders. So talk a little bit about Kiwanis.
Sure.
What is it? How does somebody get involved? What does Kiwanis do?
Yeah. So if you grew up here, you might have known the Murfreesboro Kiwanis Softball League, which is how I was familiar with Kiwanis, because I grew up in Smyrna and we would come to Murfreesboro to play our Kiwanis neighbors. Even as an adult, when I met Becky Clayton, it was like, hey, I'm a member of Kiwanis. I was like, oh, you run the softball program. She's like, well, yeah, we do. We run the softball program. But we do so much more.
Yeah.
But how I got
I
involved.
did not know that.
When I got involved with Kiwanis, Becky Clayton and her team, Marcia Logue, who's retired and very happy now. We miss you, Marcia. She was the president of Kiwanis at the time, and the city was taking the softball program back.
Okay.
And that was their fundraiser. That was where they got their budgetary money to distribute into the community. And so they said, we need to run a fundraiser. And my business, Wild Goose Chase, exists to help nonprofits raise money. Like I want the community with the skills that I have. And went to them and kind of pitched an idea for a new fundraiser that wasn't happening. And they did. And after working with them for, like 6 months, I was like, I want in on this, because I learned what they do. Like we have these fundraisers that create our budget for the year, and our budget is upwards of $35,000 a year, of which
now your club is one of the oldest.
Yes.
In the county.
Yeah, the history goes like
long
12. Yeah, 1921.
Yeah.
I always get those two numbers backwards.
So
1921.
over 100 years.
Yeah, 105 years. 115. Yeah, 105. Yeah,
Yeah.
1921.
Yeah.
So, like, there were 3 clubs in Murfreesboro, and then 2 joined together, and then 20 or so years ago, the final 2 joined together. So, we have members in our club who've been there since before I was born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Serving
not
the
Steve
community
Fuchcar.
for
Steve
decades.
Fuchcar was there after I was born, because we love Steve Fuchcar. But he's one of the oldest members that I know dearly, because he comes to all of our meetings.
Yeah.
But essentially, with this budget, we assist local nonprofits who help children.
Yeah, so it's got to now. It doesn't mean that there's not some mission creep, right? There's going to be times where the Kiwanis outreach spills over into some other areas.
Sure,
but
Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah,
As an example, yeah.
It does house children, but
Yeah.
the impetus, the very beginning thoughts of what to do start with youth.
Yes.
That's,
Well, and in each, and I learned this by going to district convention, each Kiwanis group decides what they do. Like, it is not merely just children, but they, Kiwanis, it's international itself, was started with children in mind. Now, to me, Kiwanis is a community organization that supports its community. So if you're in, Tullahoma, and Tullahoma needs this, then that's what that Kiwanis Club does. Like, they find out what is the need. Here's my Ted Lasso quote of the day. Ask yourself, what does the situation need? And then do it, right? So, and in our case, in Rutherford County, we're one of the largest counties of youth. Like, we have upwards of 150,000 kids in our school systems. It's ridiculous. And then there's like a 3% piece of that are actually homeless. So Rutherford County Murfreesboro needs, help with their kids.
So one good example of a recipient, and so Kiwanis will do direct service and then also partner with other agencies.
Absolutely.
So just recently we did the Endure Athletics celebrity softball game.
Yeah.
And you talk about something that's just, I think a lot of people don't even really understand or know completely, but the number of children who are in our school system and are not housed is shocking.
And people just assume that means they're living in a car somewhere. Sometimes that's the case, but a lot of the times they don't have a permanent residency. They're living in a home with another family, two families. They're living in a hotel room.
Okay, but wait a minute. Back up. You just said a lot of people think they're just living in a car. And the way you said that let me know that that's something that they would think is okay. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Where did we get to where it's like, oh, they're okay, they're living in a car? And it's like,
sure. And I think people just confused homeless with on the street.
And all the variations in between.
There's so many variations. And our kid, like, I think of a kid who, say a kid lives in a hotel. There's no green space to throw a ball. You can't play soccer in the parking lot. Like, the need for that sort of thing is just, it's to me, it's staggering having a husband who works in the school system.
Yeah.
Like it is staggering.
I mean, you fill out forms when you register for school, and the forms ask you. And I'm sure that your husband over the years has seen stacks and stacks of these forms.
Yeah.
And the crazy part, I bet the stack is bigger.
I bet it's bigger now than it was when he started.
That's the disturbing part.
It's getting worse. Yeah.
We have more money. We're the 4th biggest county in the state, and we have more bleep than we know what to do with, but that stack of paper is bigger.
It's bigger. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kiwanis is going to help there.
Yeah. So we team
support
up
an
with
indoor
other
athletics.
nonprofits like
Yep.
Child Advocacy Center, Domestic
Special
Violence,
Olympics,
Special
just
Olympics.
any number of, okay.
And the one thing that I love most about Kiwanis is I like to say we're doers. So
That's
once
true.
a quarter, we do a huge service project. I mean, we have created bags of uniforms for Daniel McKee. So when you get sent to Daniel McKee, you have to wear a uniform. Well, these kids are often sent to a disciplinary school because life at home is tough, right? I mean, they're not acting out just because they're having fun.
Right.
Like they're acting out because stuff is hard. Life is hard. And when you come to school, probably angry all the time. So we created little packs so that when those students could come, you're large. Here's a large shirt and sweatshirt for you. We've done, speaking of unhoused, we did snack packs for Nourish Food Bank that delivers snack packs every day of the week to these kids that go home with nothing. And those packs include, which makes you sad, things that don't need to be cooked because there's not a stove in the place. So you've got a microwave ravioli thing. And as a person who values health, you think, man, we're just giving them junk. But it's filling their bellies. And that's not a thing that you have to weigh. That absolutely fill their bellies. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
better than not. It's the best of a couple of not great choices.
Yeah. So we do service projects when nonprofits need volunteers. Our group steps up. We were just at Patterson Park this last Friday helping with Tea and Voices. Just helping. They had a family day where their family could come and do fun activities and things. So Kiwanis to me is a group of people who just want to help.
Yeah. So let's say you're out there and you're like, you know what? I'd like to help with a service project, or I'd like to come tag along when they do a mobile food bank, or I'd like to go make posters for the Special Olympics. I've got something to give.
Yeah.
Everybody does. It's just whether they can see it or not is different. But
choose to make time. Sure.
So if they're out there and they're feeling that way, then what do they do?
So I highly recommend going to Murfreesboro, Kiwanis.com if you're here in Murfreesboro. If you're outside of the county, Rutherford County has a great club. Love them dearly. But essentially, Kiwanis, we meet every Wednesday. We have lunch together. And we solve the world's ills. We have speakers come tell us about what's going on in the world.
So that's a good time to visit. If somebody wanted to
Absolutely,
come,
we
is that
do
possible?
lunch.
You can come and visit?
Yep, we do lunch at 11:45 every Wednesday. Our club meets at Jim and Nick's currently, so come have a delicious meal at Jim and Nick's and hear about what's going on. But I like to dispel a lot of myths about Kiwanis. There are some organizations that require attendance. Well, Kiwanis, we don't keep attendance. If you can't be there, it's okay.
Yeah.
We know that when we need you, you're going to show up. I've had that's just the old white man's organization. Well, Exhibit A, not an old white man. Yeah. We don't take attendance. You don't have to attend. You don't have to be an old white man. Like, we are active doers. And oddly enough, at the convention, when we get our whole district together, Kentucky and Tennessee, we are the youngest club in the district. They ask us to do the fun things because we're the youngest fun group. So we are doers. We enjoy lunch together. Dues are super cheap. In fact, your dues cover being a member with the district and Kiwanis International, and your lunch. So you got to eat lunch, right? So why not eat lunch and do good? Right.
Super low bar to entry to come find out what's going on
and
see if it's a fit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like, you don't have to have a secret handshake. You don't have to, you can just come. Okay. We've got a couple minutes left.
Okay.
Let's talk about Clue. Okay.
Right.
I wanted to get into all the backstories of Clue, but we may not have time. But let's talk about Clue. Clue is the fundraiser that you were doing when you got introduced to Kiwanis. So now you're.
And then I was like, hey, I have like I was rotating recipients every year. And so I was like, hey, Kiwanis, do you want this fundraiser? Because you rotate what you do all the time. So I love the fact that it was like an exponential option. But I mean, 8 years ago.
8 years.
And I like to say it was Clue when I realized what I wanted to do with my life, what I wanted to be when I grew up.
It's so funny. Quick question. Is home the place you grew up, or is where you grow up home?
Mine is both, man. I mean, like, I grew up here. This is home to me, but it's also just a place that I grew up. I choose to invest.
Yeah.
I kind of make it that way, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I married a boy from East Tennessee, but he came to Middle.
And
so
that's where he grew up. That's his home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, he would 100% say this is his home.
I get different answers from
He
from
grew up in
people.
East
It
Tennessee, but he
depends.
would 100% say this
Yeah.
is his home.
Yeah. Okay, so Clue, 8 years on now. Tell people what Clue is.
So essentially, Clue is a giant murder mystery. It's just a giant, fun murder mystery.
It's at the Oaklands.
Yep. If you've never played the board game, the board game is essentially, what do you call it? Where you just
Character
elimination. It's just process of elimination.
Process of elimination.
You have to figure out in what room and with what weapon and who did it. So you're basically spending the entire night interviewing these people who are playing said characters: plum, scarlet, mustard, green, peacock. The works.
Yeah.
As a process of elimination to
Okay.
figure out who did it. And every year there's a different story. Every year we have 8 amazing volunteers in the community. These people volunteer.
Yeah, and they make their own little societies.
Yes.
So like 8 Colonel Mustards, 8 Miss Scarlets,
this
8
year, yeah.
each year the whole thing, and they're going to be there. They're going to be in character. So if somebody gets a ticket, like if you're like, I want to go to the Clue Party,
Yep.
I want to check it out.
Well, number
Give me a
one,
ticket.
you're raising money for Kiwanis.
You're raising money for
helping the
Kiwanis.
community. And number 2, you're going to be a detective. Your job when you show up is to follow the clues, read the bios, and interview the
they're trying
characters.
to fool you, throw you off the case.
Yes.
They're trying to all
They
kinds
have
of
friends
things.
and enemies. They'll
They
throw
got
someone
the-
under the bus. They'll
The whole
divert
thing.
you, whatever.
Don't know who to trust. The whole okay. So how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $75 for general admission.
Super reasonable.
Yes.
Super
and that
reasonable.
includes snacks, drinks,
The whole production,
thing.
the whole. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a whole immersive thing, right?
And then
so
for
full
100
meal, drink. So
yeah, for $100 you can do VIP and you get an extra hour with the characters to solve the murder.
milk them for info.
That's right. You
Yeah.
get special time with just the characters.
Okay, is there a prize if you solve the mystery?
Yeah, so anyone who gets it right gets entered to win $250 cash prize.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
$250 cash prize. If
Yeah.
you fancy yourself a Jane Marple.
Oh
then you
yeah,
need to-
Carmen San Diego. Like 100%. We literally had a couple of
Who
women.
did it last year?
Last year was a fun twist. It was Mr. Green
Okay.
murdered Mr. Bojangles,
All right.
and Mrs. White paid him to do it.
Ooh.
So by proxy, it was White and Green. So if you guessed either one, you were entered to win. It was a fun twist last
what
year.
a twist.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
so what's the date?
It's Saturday, October 10th.
Saturday, October the 10th.
At Oakland's Mansion.
Oakland's. It's always beautiful. Fall.
Yes.
I mean, that's just amazing. Tickets are $75. I'm sure they're online, Facebook.
Yeah,
all the things.
BoroughClueParty.com.
BoroughClueParty.com. If you buy Missy's house, you get 2 free tickets.
2 VIP tickets.
You know what? You should do that. You should be like, hey,
Let's put that in the public remarks. Plus,
Jonathan, let's do this. We're going to make some incentive. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
this year's cast is amazing. The story is fun. It's just, it's an absolute blast and an honor to get to do it. I just walk around going, "Are you having fun? You're
Yeah.
welcome. Are you having fun? You're welcome."
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for the years of service to the community.
Oh gosh, it's
It
my
matters.
pleasure.
It matters so much.
Nothing I'd rather do.
Thank you for coming. Good luck getting the house sold. I appreciate the fact that you can do both my real estate and my people portions.
Yep.
Multidimensional, Missy Lay. If they want to find the house, call Jonathan Harmon. And if you want to come to the Clue Party and support children in the community,
BoroughClueParty.com.
find us BoroughClueParty.com.
Come visit us at MurfreesboroKiwanis.com.
That's it. All right.
Thank you for spending some time with us.